Welcome to Module 29, Defensive Strengths and Weaknesses in a 4-3-3. This module will look at some of the defensive strengths and weaknesses of a 4-3-3 and teach you some ways to minimize those weaknesses. Let's start off by looking at some of our strengths, listed here. Watch here as the goalie rolls the ball out to the defender and the blue team presses high up the field. We can see that with 3 attacking players, a midfield unit that is relatively mobile, and a high back line, a 4-3-3 has the potential to press very effectively and win the ball in the attacking third. Second is the triangular nature of a 4-3-3, as we can see here, which makes it difficult to break down, providing plenty of cover and balance in many areas of the field. Third is the numerical advantage in the center of the field that they will have over many teams, such as teams that play with a standard 4-4-2 with a flat midfield, which we can see here with a 3v2. Last is the presence of the holding mid, who, if he does his job correctly, will break up central attacks before they even reach the center backs. Now, let's see some potential defensive weaknesses in a 4-3-3, listed here. Arguably the biggest defensive weakness in a 4-3-3 is the space that exists here, potentially allowing outside midfielders on the opposing team to receive the ball with lots of space. In order to minimize this weakness, the outside backs and wingers must decide if the wingers will drop into a more defensive position, like this, or if the outside backs will play higher up the pitch, here. Second is the exposure to counterattacks. As the highlighted midfielder drives forward and gives away possession, we can see the gap that is left open, leaving lots of space to counter. This could be made worse if the 6 gets caught forward and/or the outside back also gets caught forward. In order to minimize this weakness, players should communicate as much as possible to avoid a situation like this in which too many players have committed forward. The last defensive weakness we will look at is the vulnerability to a long switched ball. Here we see an image from one of the strengths we looked at a moment ago when we talked about the ability to effectively press high. This can be a weakness as well if the opposing team is able to play out of pressure, as we see large amounts of space here available for a switch. Overall, the 4-3-3 can be a strong defensive formation in cases where players have a high level of fitness, team cohesion, and understanding of the system itself. But without these qualities, defending in a 4-3-3 can potentially be a challenge. To learn more about the system and different ways you can move off of one another to take advantage of the strengths and minimize the weaknesses, try the module titled Defensive Shape in a 4-3-3. Before moving on, here is a quick recap of what we went over in the video.